I will never, ever, ever begrudge black folks and folks of color for saying they do not trust white people. And a terribly upsetting example of that is what happened in Nolan Wells. He spent 4th of July weekend with 3 of his friends who he thought were friends, and they are white. He is black. And Nolan Wells died. We don't know what happened. I'm not going to speculate. That doesn't do anything for anybody. But we as white people have not given people of color, especially black folks in America, any reasons to trust us as a collective group of people. Full stop. And if you are a white person and you are bothered when black folks say they don't trust white people, think of this moment. Think of the unfortunately countless other moments in American history where white people have been instigators of violent crimes against black people. Because whether you like it or not, that is American history. It is. And you can't escape it. But we can do something to change it. And that starts with every one of us white people interrogating the white supremacist ideologies that we were raised with and our society was built upon, and it is our job to undo it.
I know that certain white people, men specifically, people that are conservative, people that are able to think differently than whatever the mass media is trying to program you to think, whatever they trying to program y'all to think on social media. I know y'all are sick of liberal white women apologists because on one hand, she says that she's not going to speculate. She doesn't have an opinion yet. But at the same time, they up here calling for justice and they don't even know what the cause of death is. As of the recording of this video, right? Nobody knows exactly what happened. There's an active investigation going on. But we're so focused on racism and trying to make everything a black versus white conversation, right? We're so focused on trying to make everything a liberal talking point. We're so focused on trying to make sure that everybody understands that you, as a white woman, you're not a racist. You're not one of them. We don't understand. We have to use our privilege in order to try to feel some type of emotion or find some kind of justice or interrogate everybody. And I'm telling you, bro, it's these liberal white apologists and the culture is the ones that keep making everything a race issue. They are the ones that are keeping racism alive and well and thriving. And when we get fatigued from even having this conversation based off of race, I can go into a classroom and somebody will tell me, oh man, well listen, we got to make sure that we grade you on a curve because somehow, some way, it's going to be racist as far as the test. And it's like, yo, I'm tired of hearing, not tired of reacting to, let's be clear, tired of hearing people complain about racism and they don't even give the investigations an opportunity to see itself through so that we can make an informed decision on what really happened and then formulate our opinion. But everybody is so quick to say, to react, to give their thoughts. Is there a problem with the fact that nobody really wants to say anything with the whole Nolan Wells conversation? Absolutely. But I also understand that the parents are going to protect their children, and so they're going to make them get off of social media. They're going to ensure that they don't have certain conversations. Why? Because they don't want anybody to come after their children, and that is the normal thing to do as a parent for a child. So your little complaint or your little thought process, and she's saying that, you know, black people, white people have given black people no reason to be able to trust them. I don't trust nobody until I get to know you. I judge each an individual person based off of the content of their character. In order for me to understand the content of your character, I can't evaluate you based off of what your color is. If the color is the only thing that we go based off of, and I'm saying that white people as a whole, right? Because I will definitely tell you that there's certain neighborhoods, black neighborhoods, that I know for a fact I cannot go into, or for a fact that I can't first just drive through without making a phone call from somebody that lived there so that I can be safe going through it. I don't need anybody's sympathy. I just want to live my life without y'all continuing to place this whole racist burden. And it's so tripped out having this conversation as a black person because it's like, I don't need your help. I don't need your help. But every single time we want to make sure that we join in on a kumbaya on this diversity, equity, and inclusion train. It's honestly, it's annoying.
May Nolan's soul find some peace.
And they always got the nose ring. They always got the multicolored hair. You always gonna see the tattoos. You're able to easily identify who they are before they even start to talk. But I give them an opportunity, and they just shut themselves right on down. Appreciate y'all for continuing to send me these
May
reactions.
his family find some justice.
I don't care if I get canceled for this, but black people gotta stop hanging around groups of white people. Especially when you're a fucking teenager. You have got to stop hanging around a whole bunch of fucking white people. If you're going to, make sure you're not the only one. Please make sure. I don't give a fuck how good you grew up around mainly white people. Make sure you're not the only one. Please make sure.
I wish I could put everyone on social media through like sensitivity training, because
Is that is those dinosaur teeth on her neck?
young man lost his life, and a lot of y'all are actually like, oh, well, I mean, that's why you don't hang out with all them white folks. I don't know why his parents let him hang out with all them white folks. I said, listen. I even made a video 2 weeks ago about not trusting people that are only friends with white people. And guess what? I deleted it. You want to know why? Because it's insensitive. It had nothing to do with this child, but I could see the context and how it was related, and I don't want to come off as an insensitive bitch, so I deleted it because a child is still dead. A child is dead. And instead of sitting here and seeing what we can do to support the family, we're judging the family for letting him hang out with those people. We're judging him for only hanging out with those people. Why are we being so fucking insensitive? Where's your...
Yo, of all of the people that I thought that I was going to disagree with when it just comes to judging things on its outward appearance, if I'm just being absolutely honest, I figured it would probably be her, right? Just from the tattoos, just from the nose ring, all of this stuff. But she's probably the most logical thus far that I've seen on these conversations, and saying, listen, the thing that you want to do is you want to support the family. The thing that you want to do is you want to pray for them. The thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that the investigation is completed so we can get some insight and make a better, more informed decision. The thing that we want to do is we want to find out what happened to the young boy. The thing that we want to do is A, B, C, and D, and we want to have some sensitivity around, instead of saying, why is your kid hanging out with these white people? Why are white people doing this? Because people are automatically convicting people in the court of public opinion before they even know what's going on.
bitch.
I've been following along the Nolan Wells case. I'm sure a lot of you have the last couple of weeks, and it's got me thinking a lot about my childhood. I was born and raised in Augusta, Arkansas. I attended the Augusta school system from kindergarten through 6th grade. Augusta, Arkansas is a very small town, and if you don't know, it's a predominantly black community. I'd say it's about 70% black, 30% white. A lot of my teachers were black, a lot of my friends were black, a lot of my coaches were black. Black people were involved in every step of my development for my entire childhood. I feel very fortunate to have grown up in the community the way that I did, because I think it did give me a different perspective as a white person. I got to see a lot of the struggles that the black community faces that a lot of white people either don't see or don't want to see. I also learned very young that as a white person, I had to look out for my black friends. I learned very young that black people have a target on their back just for the color of their skin. And I know because I am a white woman that a lot of my followers are white women, and a lot of you have white children. If you are a white parent with white children, it is important, almost imperative, to let your white children know that their black friends are not safe. And there are people that will simply want to harm them for the color of their skin. There are people that will not have to hear a single word that comes out of their mouth to want to bring harm to them or even unalive them. Parents of white children, it's important to let them know, do not put your black friends in situations that make it even more unsafe for them. Do not take them to spaces that are going to put them in more harm than they already are just walking around on the day-to-day. So if you haven't already, parents, now is a good time to have this conversation with your children to make sure that their friends are safe. Rest in peace to Nolan, and prayers to his family. I hope that justice is served.
What exactly is justice in this conversation? Serious question, ladies and gentlemen. What exactly does justice look like? Who goes down for it? Who gets convicted? What charge is levied against them? What parent needs to be held accountable? Who, at this point in which we have no clue whatsoever, the family said that they don't know yet. Nobody knows anything. Everybody is speculating, and we doing what we do on a regular basis, and that's judging the whole situation. Who should be held accountable for this? That is what justice needs to be served in this situation. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off of life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.